You do not need capsules. You do not need hormones. And you definitely do not need luck. What you truly need, and no one has shown you, is how to deactivate the trigger that has been quietly shutting down your erection without you noticing. And it all starts with something simple: the way you are breathing right now. If your erection has been failing, if your body does not respond when it matters most, the problem may be hiding in what you think you are doing right, trying to control it with force, with focus, with tension. But that only makes it worse. The more you push, the more it locks up, and the more it locks, the less blood reaches where it needs to go. This is where the solution appears. Simple, immediate. No medication. It is a reprogramming that starts with your breath and ends with a body ready to respond. And the most surprising part? It works in minutes. It is not magic, it is physiology. And that is what I, Elena Ricci, urologist, am going to show you now. Your body already has the system to unlock your erection. You just need to know where to press. But before we continue, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That way, you will not miss any videos like this one, direct and focused on what really works. Now tell me in the comments, if your body still responds when your mind is calm, type works. But if you feel that your mind blocks everything even when you want it to work, type blocks. Your answer says more than you think. And from here, things start to make sense. Picture the scene. The timing is right, the desire is present, but your body does not follow through. You try to stay in control, but something locks from within. It is as if there is a hidden, automatic command sabotaging everything. And it has a name: the fight or flight response. This response is a primitive reflex meant to protect you in real danger. But your brain does not know how to tell the difference between a physical threat and an emotional one. It reacts the same way. All it takes is a single thought. What if I fail? And your body reacts as if you are surrounded. Your heart races, your breathing shortens. Blood vanishes from your intimate region and rushes to your arms, your legs, the muscles meant for running or fighting. It all happens in seconds, and it is completely invisible. But here is the cruel detail. An erection only happens when the body feels safe. It depends on a system that is the opposite of stress. It only shows up when the body relaxes, when the mind lets go, when the breathing changes. So the more you try to force it with effort, the more your system panics. The more you think about what should happen, the less likely it is to happen. It is like shouting into a microphone with the volume at full blast. All you get is noise. This cycle cannot be solved with stimulation, nor with willpower. It is broken by a simple physiological shift, one that starts with your breathing and ends exactly where you need blood flow the most. But your body has not learned that yet. That is why so many men keep trying. When in truth they needed to do less and breathe differently. Your body follows subtle orders, and one of the most powerful of them is the rhythm of your breathing. It might not seem important, but that is exactly what makes it so effective. When you breathe quickly, shallowly, in a rush, your brain assumes there is danger around, even when there is none. This breathing pattern sends a direct signal to your nervous system. Something is wrong, get ready. The result? Adrenaline, muscle tension, narrowed blood vessels, and the blood that should be nourishing your intimate region is rerouted to another mission, defense. This is where the pattern must be broken, with a breathing sequence that is simple, precise, calculated, and almost always ignored by men. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale slowly for 6, 4, 2, 6. That is the code. It is not a mantra, not a ritual. It is a real, proven physiological maneuver. It activates the parasympathetic system, the branch of your body responsible for restoring, calming, and healing. When you extend the exhale, you send a clear message to your brain. The danger has passed. And just like that, the alarm system shuts down. Circulation shifts, tension begins to ease. The body enters a state of receptiveness, and once that state settles in, the blocked erection finds space to happen. It is a silent but deep unlocking. Within minutes, the entire scenario changes, not because you forced it, but because you got out of your own way. And maybe that is the real secret. It is not about trying harder. It is about allowing it to happen. Your body speaks. And more than that, it activates commands that shape who you are from the inside out. Posture is not just appearance, it is chemistry. When you stand tall with your shoulders open, your spine straight, your feet grounded, and your hands on your hips, something invisible begins to shift. Not in the eyes of others, but inside you. This position, known as the power posture, is not acting. It sends direct signals to the brain, and the brain responds with immediate hormonal adjustments. Testosterone rises, cortisol drops. 2 minutes in this position are enough to create an internal shift. And this is not motivational talk. It is neuroendocrinology. Bodies that fold inward, that shrink, that hide, they reinforce insecurity. But bodies that expand, that take up space, that stand tall, send a message to the brain. I can. I am in control. And once the brain believes that, it begins to prepare the body to respond with more strength, more firmness, more presence. Now combine that with the right breathing, and you have the formula your system needs to leave survival mode and enter performance mode. It is like turning a key. Not a magical one, but a biological one. And if this content is making sense to you so far, take a moment and like the video now. It is a small gesture, but it helps this information reach more men who need it. And let us be honest, you know a lot of people need this, but have never heard anyone explain it this way. On their own, these techniques already work. But when you combine them, the 4-2-6 breathing and the power posture, something different happens. The body enters a state it rarely accesses in the rush of daily life. It is like 2 gears finally locking into place, setting off a chain reaction from the inside out. Breathing slows down the alert system. Posture reorganizes your biochemistry, and together these 2 simple gestures create the ideal environment for an erection to happen, without effort, without pressure, without pills. The blood, once redirected to your arms and legs, begins to return. The arteries relax, the pelvic muscles let go, and the flow that once seemed lost finds its way back. This type of response does not rely on outside stimulation. It comes from self-regulation, from a body that for the first time in a long time realizes it is safe, and that is exactly what an erection needs. Not emotional security, but physiological safety. When the body feels calm, it allows pleasure. It is simple, but powerful. And the most surprising part, most men have never tried this combination. They keep trying to fix the problem with medication, not realizing the issue is rooted in a basic code the body itself can rewrite. It is not about miracles. It is about biology being respected. Enough theory. Now it is time for the body to take action. You do not need more explanations. You need to feel it. Stand up. Open your chest. Place your feet shoulder width apart. Hands on your hips. Spine straight. Chin up. Now breathe. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2. Exhale through your mouth for 6. Again and again. While you do this, pay attention. Your heartbeat begins to slow down, your jaw relaxes, your shoulders release, and the flow, silent and steady, begins to change direction. You do not see it, but you feel it. It is as if your body finally understands it does not need to defend itself anymore, as if it receives a new instruction, clear and simple. You are safe. You can function. The strange thing is, On the outside, nothing has changed. No one would notice. But inside, you are reconfiguring the system. This is the moment that defines everything. Not the performance, not the stimulation, but the moment when the body stops resisting and starts cooperating. 2 minutes, no equipment, just you, with yourself, and the response your body should have learned long ago. Breathe properly, stand with confidence, feel your body respond, without effort, without anxiety, without external interference. You might think it is too simple, but that is where the power lies. Because the problem was never lack of stimulation, it was excess tension, and the belief, repeated, reinforced, silent, that without a pill your body cannot do it, but it can. Once it remembers the way back. These techniques are not magic, they are practical, and they only work if you use them. 2 breaths today, 2 minutes of posture tomorrow, then again and again. That repetition is what creates transformation. Over time, the nervous system stops panicking, the brain stops looking for emergency exits, and the erection stops being an effort and becomes a natural response again. That is the point. You do not beg for strength, you build it. And if you have come this far, you have already taken the first step. Now I invite you to keep going. Subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this one, clear, direct, and focused on real, practical solutions. Like this video if it helped you see the problem from a new angle. And if you want to go deeper, explore the other content here on the channel. There is so much that can transform your routine, your health, and your intimate life. I will see you in the next video. Until then.